What's that? Yeah, did you raise your paw? Anjali, are you proud of us? Where is she? We go. All right, before we jump into this last little segment, anybody share, anybody inspired by some of the stories that you heard from stage? Anybody hear anything that really resonated? There are a lot of people.
I mean, I got a notification, but is it?
Story, right? Like, yeah, Moira.
Well, I wish Pam was in here, but, so you can tell that I said some good things about her, but, she asked me last year, she did the academy, and she asked me last year if she could come to the North Carolina event, and so, the thing is, I believe that if you wanna go, if you wanna grow and continue to go farther, you need to put your eye on and hang out with those that have gone way farther. So that's Melissa. I said, that's what she showed me. She showed me how to elevate. And so if you want to do that, come. And I've known Pam, she has become my best friend for the last 25 years. She scooped me up from the health club and showed me a way how to get my son healthier and my life healthier. And then I joined her in her business. So we've been the best friends for the last 25 years. And it's very true what she said. She takes care of everybody else. And I've seen that, and as a result, I've grown, my team has grown, so many people have benefited from that. And I saw her step into herself this year and finally say, okay, I'm getting the whole lot of chills, to finally step into her and showing her greatness, not by showing, yes, we do show our greatness by helping others reach their goals. Wish she was in here, but the fact is I saw her do that. I'm so proud of her. And this isn't a, whatever, it's the sales pitch for Melissa, but it's really more like I saw in my friend, she could finally stand into who she was and who she is in this life, and I'm so proud of that.
So good. And you won't tell her. I don't know if it's recorded or not. Yeah. Anybody else say what? Yeah, two of them.
Yeah. Okay, just very briefly, the VIP event we had, just by the way, was phenomenal. And having been to many conferences, I was so blown away by the quality and the conversation and the speaking panel and Melissa, which we haven't actually met yet. So I'm here because of Pam. Pam invited me to be with her and the group. So I was going to share that one of my intentions that we were encouraged to write down. So to write down our intentions, what do we want to walk away with? Because today is the last day. So like, don't let the moments slip away, But the first night was, I just had a random happening with Jean and Lori. And she came up to me and said, we do something similar with seniors, and I'm in this business, and the whole networking piece. It was just such a blessing to have her come up to me, because I just said, like, this is what I do, right? We found out we're in the same town.
What? Yeah,
like
actually find that out.
Washington State, right across the border from Portland, Oregon. So guess what? One of my intentions was to write down. We did write down. I want to find 10 family members, because not all of us have been given the gift of healthy relationships and family, supportive. So these people are my new family. They're coming. Their energy is amazing, and they're coming to my daughter's volleyball games next week. So I just that's what we want, are real connections, real people, and my family doesn't come to my daughter's volleyball games. So now I have new family, so thank you.
Right? Oh.
Okay, so I just joined the academy 2 weeks ago. I'm Tina. I'm also an introvert, so standing up in front of this crowd isn't for me. So welcome. If Joanne Sparrow is here, she's one of the reasons that I joined. So we'd love to meet you. I have to say, so many of the panelists that sat up front said that they're alone and then they felt alone. I also left corporate 3 years ago, 20 years in a corporate role, marketing executive, raised drinks. And when I left just before COVID, I was like, I can't go back there. And I've done all these things. I've been a what, and I lost sight of who I was. And I knew that deep inside of me, there's a way to connect the two. And I've been putting myself sort of out there, but not really. I have yet to put a post on LinkedIn, ever. I'm the lurker, and I'll go in and comment, but I have not had the confidence. I have programs I've developed. I'm a Fascinate certified advisor because I've always been fascinated with the things that were my struggle, which is finding my voice and sharing who I really am. And so I really learned how to help other people do it. And now I feel like it's kind of come back together. And I've invested thousands of dollars over the last 3 years with coaches and life coaches and help me figure out. And what I'm learning is it's already inside me, and having the connection and community has been missing for me. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to everybody who sat up on that panel because I see myself in you. I see where I'm going, and I've got clarity. It doesn't look like clarity, but it's kind of right. I feel like I've been able to slow down and simplify so that I can speed up. And I'm so grateful because I feel like there's a lot of new people here, and we've met some people that I just met yesterday are phenomenal, and that we've connected on a deeper level that I never thought I could. So I'm so grateful to the people that I have met in the last 2 days. I came here by myself. I don't know anybody. I'm just like, hell yeah, I'm in. And I don't know why, but it just feels like the right thing. So thank you.
You don't realize what it really gave me, because my two major intentions with this event were to help all of you to come back home to yourselves and to encourage you all to slow down. And you just did both of those things. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, and I'll hold you guys between lunch. How's everybody feeling? Good. Who's feeling inspired right now? Yes. Oh my God, I'm the right slides up here. You guys heard from some incredible folks. Yes, I do. Okay. You heard from some incredible folks and you're lit up. How many of you guys are just lit up and excited right now? Right? Some of you are feeling empowered. I heard you talking about it. You're feeling like you're getting direction. You're making friends. This is how many of you see yourself here? This was our live event back in Charlotte, right? How many of you guys are feeling like you're part of a community? There actually is a hive, right? We have this collective hive here. You saw the mastermind members here on stage. Some of you saw yourself in some of these guys. Our clients here on the stage. You're inspired by them, right? Maybe some of you are even seeing yourself here, right? You're seeing yourself. That's where I've been in many iterations. I talk about this a lot every year. You know, I'm coming back from live events and I'm inspired as well, right? I'm coming back. I'm ready to take my ceiling, make it my floor. As a matter of fact, literally in 2 days, what's today? In 2 days, I'm getting on a plane and flying to my mastermind that I'm part of to get the wind in my sails, to connect with my people, right? So I'm hoping you guys are feeling incredibly inspired right now. But what I want to talk about here is every year I'm taking my ceiling and I'm making it my floor. And every year I'm trying to bring to you guys what I'm learning, right? I'm trying to bring to you, Vern and I were just talking about it, right? Just this evolution that I've been going through. And in a minute, you know, I'm gonna unveil something really cool to you guys that I've been working on that I manifested on my flight back from Bali, as a matter of fact, on that 14-hour flight that Alan was talking about, me working too much on the flight. So my brain was on fire, right? But it's because I'm constantly taking my ceiling and I'm making it my floor and I'm looking for ways to be innovative. that I do this, just like you right here in this room, right? You're looking for ways to take your ceiling and make it your floor. But the reality is, this is gonna be fun for some of you guys. I'm gonna walk you down a little bit of memory lane, okay? It hasn't, for me, right here, the slide you're seeing, right? And you guys have heard my story enough to know, like, it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been flowy. It hasn't always just seemed to just flow. That's not been my story for the 43 years of my life. Just even a year ago, this was me. Actually, that was right when I started the mastermind now, right? Here I am as a student, constantly taking my ceiling, trying to make it my floor and grow and expand. And the woman you see here on this stage, between the one studying here and the one that's standing here on stage today, has evolved tremendously. And some of you know parts of my story, but some of you don't know all of my story. And when I was standing on the stage last year, raise your hand. Well, was it here in Nashville? It was like, they're here, like, it's the last live event. Who was the last live event? Okay, this is gonna be fun for you guys. I've got footage. When I was standing on stage, I thought that I had hit the pinnacle of my business. I really did. Like, I hit my first million in a year. I felt like I've been doing the inner work, right? I had learned on focusing and manifesting and reprogramming and like, but the reality is it was still, even on that day in October, it was still feeling hard. And it wasn't just feeling hard, it was hard. So let's talk about it, okay? Let's get back to that day when I was standing on stage and I've been working on manifesting and all the things that year. What happened that weekend? I stood on stage before you and my executive assistant at the time, she got COVID the day before the event. You see all those goodie bags? I had to get in my car and go get them all, along with all the other shit, and get it in my car to bring it to the event. I know you remember, because Burnout was there when I was checking in a day early just to get it all in there with my kids. My husband was at work. I got three, like literally, one of them was 5 or 4 at the time. All 3 of them, late afternoon, trying to get everything for the event into the hotel, all the stuff, like 12,000 trips at least with all the stuff, right? But the hurricane came. Remember the hurricane? And the hurricane, the weather was predicted to be so bad. Jody was like, "I love you, but I can't get stuck there." That is like the bride being told the photographer's not coming, not to mention she's my hype master and she found me. Like, I wouldn't have known to put like this together, right? And all of a sudden she wasn't coming. And same day, I'm here. Well, they're here, like in the hotel there. My husband calls. He's like, "I threw my back out and I can't get off the floor." I'm like, awesome. Water's cold enough to get things out of the refrigerator. I can't believe it. I got 70 people. 70, we've tripled in size. I have 70 people who come here, right? I can hit another cycle of shit. And the universe was testing me, but it felt normal because it was what I was used to just grin and bearing as an Enneagram 8 and just do it. Right? Okay. So what ensued from there? You guys remember? Yeah. Is there audio on this? Okay, here we go. Look, that's the dinner. What happens? That was the soul ring. Speak the dinner. Power goes out. Fire trucks start to smell some smoke. And they tell us, you have to evacuate. That's when we saw the priorities in the room, because some people grab the appetizers and other people grab the wine. being tested. I was being tested. Everyone was panicking. I was at a fork in the road. Everyone was panicking. My team was panicking, clients were panicking. I was on the 18th floor, our stuff was 18 floors above, and they were telling us that the building was on fire. I was told I had to evacuate and find another hotel in the middle of a hurricane, like where was I supposed to go? Like we haven't been back in the day too, we haven't been here yet. This was yesterday, then, right? I could have completely lost my shit. I could have. And the universe was testing me. So what did I do? I started with some deep breaths. Right. Some deep breaths, got grounded, and asked myself, what's the best case scenario here? You've just been talking to everybody about focusing on the desired state, and everybody's panicking around you. And if you don't get your shit together and create a positive vibration in this room, who is? Everybody is. Took some deep breaths, visualized, and said, you know what? We're safe. I'm gonna go talk to the front desk. We really have to move. I go and talk to the front desk. They're like, no, you've got it all wrong. You don't have to move. But the power may not be turned on for a certain amount of time. I won't go into the details, but the bottom line is some of my fellow mastermind members, we grabbed each other's hands. Jake, you were such a rally master because you really helped raise the vibe. You're like, let's get some pizza, right? I'm like, I got groceries upstairs, Rebecca did too. I climbed 18 flights of stairs to get my guacamole and my Tostitos. We ordered pizza. Myrna had all the wine. They told us we could stay, but we didn't know when we were gonna have power. So we went down to the basement. It was actually, we could stay in the safety, the lit safety zone was actually in our event area. So the big like elevate lights were there. We were hanging out in the dark. And we chose to make the best out of it. In that fork in the road, this is what happened. Is there music? You can hear the hotel with power. You put it here. Let's say it in a well, we were eliminated. I looked into the group and I found a couple of people who were high vibing with me, which was Jake. Erin, I don't know if she's here, but she looked at me and she said, show me the people who are the most concerned. I will go calm them. Jake and I, Rebecca and Miriam, a couple of other folks who were there, we calmed the group, shifted the energy, and turned it into something extremely fun and a massive adult pajama party through midnight. I can guarantee there are more relationships created, bonds created than ever could have happened, right? And the universe was just testing me if I had truly learned my lesson. Again, in my self-love workshop the other day, I talked about how the drama ensues until we learn the lesson completely. And to me, that was the final test. Are you sure that this process works? Are you sure that I've got your back, that you're not on this on your own? So as I climbed the stairs that night, and the pitch black, 18 floors, who else climbed stairs that night? Only 17. I didn't know whether the party was going to go on the next day. It was midnight. It was my first event ever. I didn't have power. My phone was dead. I laid down that night. And what did I do? I meditated and I prayed and I focused on a desirable outcome the next day. So what happened the next day? Is it gonna play? Here we go. I'll tell you guys that they go down in history last night. Are we out? And we didn't see it. We had the biggest adult slumber party, the most powerful segment of the whole weekend. see, the party went on. Most of the attendees took showers in the dark with no power. I won't get into the details, but the event room had power, but the rest of the building didn't. You guys were champs. You showed up, right? It was the ultimate test for me. And that is when the floodgates opened for me. And I'm realizing now at every level there's evolution. I was standing on that stage last year thinking I've gotten there, but it felt hard, but I thought that's the way it was supposed to be, right? Lots changed with me and within me during this pivotal moment last year. So we transitioned to the new year and the new me in this whole new world of the deeper inner work, faith, and abundance. It's when I wholeheartedly did a deep dive, when the universe affirmed to me what I knew to be true. Success leaves clues, and I took a deeper dive. Right? And what happened? You guys, anybody work with Preston? You guys know Preston Smiles? Amazing human, right? We went in and had our very first multiple six-figure launch in January. We sold out all of our VIP tickets for our mastermind, for our live event the next year within like days. Some of you guys are still pissed about it. Tickets left, right? We started to manifest the most the most amazing clients, right? And the money just started to flow in. And I keep telling you guys, we're not doing anything radically different in our business. It's been an energetic shift in the company and what we're focusing on with impact, right? So I entered in successfully clues, right? And so I entered in a whole new world of faith and that inner work and abundance. And I invested in personal development. I went deep with breath work. I went deep with spirituality. I blew $20 in energetics and spiritual space. Katie and I were laughing last night because every morning I start my morning studying ancient religion right now. It's just like totally logical way. That's kind of hard to jump right into, and it's like my favorite thing to do. But I got to work on an even deeper level. And I slowed down. And I've been instituting a practice to learn to trust my intuition. And we're having more fun with the team. We went and rode go-karts, which Sadie is like, you gotta look out, she'll break your neck. She will run you over with that hair, just flying past her in that go-kart. Throwing hatchets, we're going to Miracle like in February, right, as a team to restore and renovate and innovate, right? But there's been an energetic shift in the company. And I got really crystal clear on my focus, which is impact, not income, right? Impact through my gifts. How can I channel the gifts I have to impact others? And in that process, that's where I like to say that God, source, universe likes to show off. Right? Likes to show off. So I'm focused on impacting my family. I'm focused on impacting my community. It's not just the bottom line. And it makes business a whole lot more fun. Right? So some of you guys have witnessed this, but with that focus on impact, it's not just my business, it's my family. Why I got into this in the first place? I took Jake to Mirabal and blew his mind in the world of spirituality. My husband and I are like on this journey together. It's been beautiful. We spent a week there. I went to Bali for 10 days, all by myself. Well, with Francesca, but I flew there all by myself. Took my daughter for her 10th birthday. Every child gets a trip wherever they want to go on their 10th birthday. And my daughter said, I'm going to go see her at South Town. My oldest was like, I want to redo. I didn't know we could leave the state, you on an airplane. Now my youngest is like, I shoot. That's something. We've taken numerous trips to the mountains with the family. Jake and I went to Boca Raton together. It has been a magical, magical year, magical. So now the success field, oh look, Sadie's taking care of my slides. They didn't look so pretty earlier, did they, Sadie? Somebody fix them. It never felt easier. And I know some of you guys are seeing it and you're witnessing it. I've taken half the summer off, we've already talked about this, countless vacations. But it's the fuel, it's the honey that we have to take time to enjoy. We have to prioritize now, not if, then, right? This has not been the story of my life for the first 43 years of my life. And it's kind of crazy that it took 43 years to get to this spot. What was it, Dr. Anjali at dinner last night? Where are you, Dr. Anjali? We talked about how, why do we have to go through rock bottom experiences to have these breakthroughs, right? Like, I don't want my children to go through 43 years to get here, right? So, the reason that I'm sharing all of this with you guys is because it's possible for every single one of you. It's possible for, you've seen my journey. You saw the picture 10 years ago, me holding the 2 little kids, exhausted, burnout, burning the candle at both ends, right? There this little slide. But I'm different, right? I want to ask the group, let me get back to where I was in my slides here. My energy has changed. How many of you guys have been working with me for 5 years or more, 3 years or more? What have you witnessed the difference in the energy? Yeah. And it's work. It's work, right? It doesn't just intuitively happen. To the left here. Oh, wait. To the left. Energetically unaligned with no intuition. Burnout, performative, unhealed inner child, chasing success for safety, chasing success for ego, not fully loving myself, not fully forgiving myself. That woman on the right feels safe and at home in her body, right? Feels safe and connected to purpose. That's the difference between the two. It wasn't just business strategy. And in that process, changing my energy changes what we attract. Some of you guys are like, God, you have the most amazing dream team, right? If you're having a hard time retaining key talent, you got to look in the mirror. What kind of energy are you putting out to the people that you're leading and you're managing? I said it yesterday, if you're not happy with the clients you're attracting, it starts with what you're putting out, right? I got aligned and I lost the fear of the unknown. You guys, my last biggest fear was getting on a plane and heading to Bali, right? I was terrified to be on a plane by myself. But in the world of business, I'm not really scared of much, except for walking in here all by myself to come up on stage at the beginning of the day, right? So, I want to share something with you because this was a massive aha moment for me earlier this year with Preston. Preston is an incredible mindset, energy, spiritual mentor I've worked with in the past. And he was actually the very first time I really invested in support outside of business. And it was when I was growing my coaching business, but I also still affiliated with 99, a network marketing company. And I love network marketing. This is not a bash on it at all. It was a massive vehicle that created phenomenal revenue stream to allow me to launch my business with no fear because I had plenty of money coming in every single month. And if you don't, and you need that, talk to one of the network marketers because it's a great place to get started and have passive income come in all the time before you're launching and taking a risk on something else. But my problem at the time was, it was my blankie. I was scared to actually step into my power and my own brand for the fear that it might not work. The fear that people might not like it, that the money might not come in. And this can be an analogy for someone who's corporate that you're holding on to. I'm not saying just leave your fucking job tomorrow, but I'm saying like have a plan. I didn't leave mine overnight. But what I am saying is my coach, Preston, looked me dead in the eye and he said, that company is a blanket for you. You don't trust to step into your own power and burn the damn bridge and go for it. I didn't feel safe, and it was a moment in my life that I wasn't spiritually connected. And so it was my backup blanket because I didn't think that I was supported and held. This was what was supporting and holding me, right? It's my plan B. For those of you who are holding on to corporate, holding on to something else, you're holding on to some revenue stream and you're just half doing this, right? Into this other business, right? He said, lean in. And so I did. And I have to share this with you guys because it's kind of funny. So I leaned in and I got this message, like a month ago, when we had one of our largest launches of the year. We had given out $77,000 in commissions to our social selling team. And someone reached out to me and said, hey, did you join another social selling company? And I said, no, girl, that's my own company. I walked out of the building and came back to own the whole damn building. And you can too. And you can too. But it takes the inner knowing. It takes the confidence. And I'm not telling you to leave your career, leave what you're doing overnight. It was very calculated for me. It was very calculated. I did not I'm not encouraging that. So, how many of you want to stop being controlled by fear of failure? It's okay. Who wants to stop living by the demand of your current circumstances? How many of you want to tap into a deeper inner confidence to succeed? Right? I had to trust myself and love myself enough and get connected enough energetically. Right? And my ego was no longer hinging on my success. So remember our discussion yesterday. Do you guys remember this little picture that was kind of in the backdrop, right? Are you still in a state of energetically responding to everything the world is calling of you? With no space for inner knowledge, inner thoughts, inner processing, who you actually are, what you stand for, what type of impact you want to make, right? I love this quote. Your personality is no longer creating your reality. Your personal reality is now creating your personality, which means everything coming at you is making you who you are, which is why you're walking around saying, I don't know who I am, right? So maybe you want to create that space. You want to create that time, right? Get in the driver's seat. I always talk about this, creating a space and getting out of the passenger seat and getting into the driver's seat. Like I was saying with Dr. Anjali, we don't have to wait until shit hits the fan to get into this, right? Our kids can learn this now. Like Francesca and I were talking about this the other day, like children, we can help them now, right? So with that, I wanted to say this. You guys know my journey, a lot of you, right? It doesn't have to look as hard as it has for me. It took me 4 years, $400,000 in mentorship between coaches, masterminds, everything I've invested in, hundreds of sleepless nights, and my health. You guys have seen my health, like do this, right? But I finally, my flight back from Bali, wrote the blueprint. I've written a blueprint for the modern entrepreneur. And that's what came to me when I was in Bali for 10 days, and people were like, why are you going? To surrender, guess what? To create that little circle of inner thoughts. I wanted to expand it for 10 days and create lots of time to be creative. So it's an uncharted territory. It's a new frontier. It's a new frontier. And let me see where I'm taking you. So the question is, how long will you wait to create your most engaged, aligned, and alive reality? Right? Do I have your permission to share with you guys 2 paths I would love to show you that can take you to a more aligned, alive reality? You guys want to see it? Okay. I am so excited. This is the first time I've shown this to anyone except my team. So we have birthed literally today. Well, we've been birthing over the past couple of months, but you guys can hear about it today. Our brand new modern entrepreneur method, where you discover the human-centered scientific approach to business growth and personal evolution. And this is where I truly believe that businesses, here, I'm already backwards over here. Y'all should have told me. There we go. Businesses have breakthroughs. We can have breakthroughs in business through our bodies. We can have breakthroughs in our businesses without actually focusing specifically on our business. Do you guys agree? Is that not what I just did this whole last year that grew my business by 300%? Yes. So this program is where science and mindset and spirituality meet. The modern entrepreneur method. What I want to give you here is that we have mounds and mounds and mounds of resource and evidence for how to scale. As a matter of fact, I have some phenomenal programs that can teach you how to scale, whether you want to join Business Basics or you want to get into our year-long mastermind. There's tons of information out when you hone in on a process. But what's not available in the masses are the support for the emotional challenges, stress, and inner work that's overlooked and underrated in the entrepreneurial industry. And I want to show you guys this chart because this is a clinical review of the emotional challenges that happen alongside entrepreneurship. And I bet many of you can identify where you are in this trajectory. Down here, one of the first things that happens to the far left is loss of work-life balance. Who has felt that in launching your business? How many of you have gotten to a point where you're like, what? Why am I sacrificing all of this? It'd be easier to go back to corporate, right? Then there's the fear of failure and worry. Who is in that cycle right now? Who continues to visit that cycle? There is the struggling for inner voice. There's a struggling for high expectations and uncertainty. And I'm going to tell you right now, the little dip, this is where so many entrepreneurs never make it back out of that coffee pot, right? Because they don't have the infrastructure and support emotionally to get themselves to the next level of growth. And then, even when you start this trajectory, which is why I'm always working with mentors on my inner self, is the fear of success. You start making it, and then you're scared to take on more, which is why I hired Preston Smiles in the first place. Right? Then there's the fear of managing the money. Sam talked about it the other day. I'm like, there's a lot of money. I don't know, like, it's a lot to manage. It's a lot to hold. At every level in growth as an entrepreneur, you're in uncharted territory. All the way to where you think you're at the pinnacle. And we talked about being a horizon chaser. If we're focused as an entrepreneur on all the money and the fame, we end up at the end unfulfilled. Because we lost our true north, why we were doing it in the first place. Does this make sense? This is exactly why I birthed the modern entrepreneur, to support entrepreneurs in their journey, critical keys to success in business that aren't about business. Regulating the nervous system, because we're always in uncharted territory. Tapping into our intuition and having confidence to make decisions around our business. Unraveling negative energy by the root. Developing emotional skills for resilience. Because there's turns at every corner, right? Reprogramming thought process for expansion. Connecting spiritually to purpose and impact for your work. The modern entrepreneur method, the 3 core focuses: accelerating growth through positive psychology, somatic healing and regulation, and internal leadership development. So what are the systems of support? They're all about who you are being. Who you are being. We focus on the mind, the body, the spirit, and bi-weekly support to integrate what you're learning with industry experts along with experiential alignment. So, who's helping me facilitate this badass program? It's a 12-month program. We meet bi-weekly throughout the year. The first category is the mind, creating high frequency. We're going to work to release negative energy and unblock self-love, energetically charged relationships. Francesca is going to come in and do a deep dive on breathwork. Stephanie is going to come in and work with you on negatively charged relationships to help untether some of this negative energy, right? We're basically unraveling and pulling apart some things by the root and reprogramming some of this thought process that's keeping us stuck, right? And then lastly, once we get that all taken care of, it's time to expand. That's when we get into flow state and creativity. That's when you can hop on a plane, come home from Bali, and write an entire program because you're so in the flow, right? With the spirituality piece, Sam is coming in. Woo! Let's go. Preston's coming in. And they're going to be teaching you practices and alignment for higher purpose and impact. Teaching you how to be still. Teaching you how to receive the gift of guidance of your inner knowing. With the body, we need to learn specific tactics and processes for nervous system regulation. I can't tell you how many times this year I've been thrown curveballs, and I'm able to use some of the somatic work that I've been taught to move through it, be resilient, and continue moving. Remember, I keep going back to the cycle of shit, right? Instead of staying in it, being able to work through it quickly, be resilient, and move out, right? Energetic protection and lifestyle optimization for hypergrowth. And Tracy coming in and doing some education around the Enneagram. So inner work with being a leader and how you can be an effective leader. All of that throughout the year with myself running the program and industry experts throughout the field throughout the year, mind, body, spirit. We will also be having a live event at my house because I love Christmas parties. We're going to have a live event at my house. And what I want to show you here is just a recap and a reminder of the focus of what we're doing. The mind, the body, the spirit. Working, we just talked about this morning, right? And how collectively this creates our image, which attracts our portal and our network. And it all comes together collectively in that center as your optimal state, right? So what does it look like? The modern entrepreneur is a 12-month program that comes with the curriculum, the coaching, the bi-weekly coaching, the resource library. Everything will be housed electronically in Kajabi, like everything we use now. And it's $6,000 paid in full for the year, or there's a 10% discount if you pay, I'm sorry, there's a 10% charge if you do the monthly payment the payment, whatever you call it, plan, there we go, payment plan. So if you're interested, it's $987 to put down if you want to do the payment plan. And then no more payments till we actually start in January. What are you doing? I'm selling something I've never done before. Just put it out there. We're putting it together. It starts in January, $987 you put down, and then the payments for $417 a month after that, or $600 or $6,000 paid in full. It's tremendous value given the mentorship and the coaching inside the program and the live event. Now, some of you are looking for more. So I can't get off the stage without talking about my baby, which is my mastermind. And some of you are really curious about my mastermind. The first thing I want to say is that anyone who's curious and ultimately decides to join our Elevate 360 mastermind, they have full access to Modern Entrepreneur. Okay. Yes. So someone who's looking for more. The Modern Entrepreneur envisioned focusing the large majority on the mind, body, spirit. And Elevate 360 is going to take a deep dive on the portal piece and the network piece on top. Does that make sense? Because in our mastermind, you get specific custom business coaching. I'll talk about it in a minute. And obviously a really elite network and access to an elite network of mine comes in and coaches as well, right? So the mastermind, I asked the question, we had all these essential building blocks and intimate coaching for entrepreneurship. Could it be key? And that's the Elevate 360 mastermind. Yeah, yeah. So what's in the Elevate 360 mastermind? What makes it unique? Well, we have 5 systems of support, and the first key system is your personalized business growth plan, where me as the CEO, Jackie as the CIO, we sit together with you for 90 minutes before we even kick off the mastermind, take a look at your business and help work with you on your plan for the year. We'll get into this in a second. You also have access to every single one of our programs, Business Basics, LinkedIn Method Academy, and the Modern Entrepreneur, because it is our most elite group that has access to everything. And it's important as the mentor that I'm able to actually hand select which things you need to be going through while you're working with me as a mentor in my program. You also get live group coaching with Jackie and I, along with industry experts we bring in throughout the year. And we have exclusive accountability. It's the only way you can work with me one-on-one. You get one-on-one coaching with Jackie and I throughout the year. I actually don't do any other one-on-one coaching. And you get instant brand authority, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So with that, what is the personalized plan? I just hit this. Jackie and I look at your plan. We do a business review with you, and we actually prescribe a roadmap library for you. What we have to our advantage is we have a full on-suite of coaching programs for entrepreneurs, literally soup to nuts. So we can identify the holes in your business. We can prescribe exactly what it is you need to scale, because we've done it and we've got the program to teach you how to do it. And it's your exclusive roadmap and you have access to it. You have, secondly, to that is the access to all the programs, the Modern Entrepreneur, the LinkedIn Method Academy. Some of you lead gen is your problem. We're going to coach you on that. Some of you, it's your brand. We're going to coach you on that. Some of you, it's your funnel. We're going to coach you on that. Some of it, it's your offer, right? We have all the systems, process, and coaching to support you in that, right? Number 3 is the live group coaching. What do you get out of that? Well, with me, it's visionary business, leadership strategy, right? With Jackie, integration, marketing, we've got operational back-end expertise. There's going to be group hot seats. One of the places I learn the most, I think my fellow mastermind members would agree, is witnessing the hot seats of our peers, hearing their challenges and hearing them get coached through it. And you're like, shit, I didn't even know that was a problem yet. And then when you get exposed to that problem, you're like, hey, I already went through that, and I've got the tools, so I'm gonna jump over that problem. It's invaluable, right? And there's also invaluable office hours for support. I don't know if Kristen's back here, but we talked about this the other day. As an entrepreneur in the online space, there is never enough support on the back end as the visionary to have a lifeline. Where's Kristen? You guys love Kristen. Life changer, right? So what are you getting here? Additional expert support and live group coaching. You have access to our entire leadership team. We had Danae come in and talk money with them this year. I give them full access to share my dash with my clients. I hide nothing. They could see my P&L, what was going on in my business. You have access to an incredible leadership team who's under the hood of a company that's working, that's well-oiled, right? Julie, we've got you on here. Yes. Julie said, if you have to spend money to make money, I invested in you, and that's the best money I ever spent. Love you. Love you. The one-on-one coaching. I've hit on this, but Jackie and I will be meeting with our mastermind members individually, one-on-one, throughout the year. This is accountability led. I know when Pam and when we get on the call the other day, it's like, you need to check in on what you were supposed to do the last time we talked, right? There's accountability, but also to get the mentorship and the guidance, and the support. You also get authority establishment. You will become a best-selling author. You will also participate in a summit using all of my network, my entire email list of, I don't know where we are today, Jackie, like, I don't know, 40,000. Yeah, we blast you to my network. We blast you to my network for massive visibility. And not only that, but these two amazing photographers back here do a branding session with you guys. Yes, we fly together to our retreat. Yes, we're going on a retreat. I just gave away the goods, but we're going on a retreat. When we go there, they get I call $1 million branding experience, because we want our clients to have digital assets to look the part, right? So you become a best-selling author, you get featured as a speaker in the summit, and you get that $1 million brand photos. Just another quote from Jody, who's a graduate, around if you're really serious about building your business, you're going to be spinning your wheels trying to figure out all of this on your own. Here you get the support and the time to really dig in. I'm not going to go all the way through that, but it was just a really sweet compliment. So lastly, I believe this is the last piece of it. The icing on the cake is that we are going on a wellness retreat to Siavana for 5 days. I haven't even talked to Sam about this yet, but I'm hoping I can read it, come do some. All right. I've already landed Chris Harder. He's my business coach. He also works well. So he's going to be coming into the retreat and spending some time with you guys. We're going to hot seat with my business coach. The retreat will kick off the writing of our book. We will restore. We will roll our sleeves up and talk business. We will connect. We'll have fun. All the things. You will also participate in the Modern Entrepreneur Live event. So there's 2 experiential events with the mastermind, because you are also part of the Modern Entrepreneur. So you'll come to my home and be a part of that experience as well. There you are, Deidre. The mastermind is so multidimensional. The branding, systems, and process for me to be organized is propelling me and my business to new heights. So there's really nothing like it. This just kind of is all encompassing. There's nothing. You guys are here now. You're experiencing being live. You're here experiencing being connected. I heard a number of you guys up here saying that human connection, it is lonely trying to do it by yourself. Lonely. And when we can step into a room, we can step into a community, and we can be held we're not only supported, but held accountable, like Lene said, being checked in with, hey, you're being quiet. We need to pull you back in. Remind you of your dreams, right? This is what the program is all about. So our Elevate 360 Mastermind is $22,000 pay in full, it's for an entire year. Or you can put $5,000 down and do a payment plan for 12 months. We put 11, but I think it's 12 months. What are you getting? You're getting a personalized learning plan and access to all 3 of our programs. For those of you who aren't familiar, the LinkedIn Method Academy is $5,000. You get access to it for a year. It's a $10,000 value. You get access to business basics and a modern entrepreneur. And that's not even the mastermind. That's just the access you get. It's a $50,000 program. We could easily charge $50,000, but it's 22. And there's only 14 spots left because we've already had 8 people invest. So if you invest in the mastermind for next year, raise your hand. We do have 14 seats. So here's the thing, you have 2 paths that you can choose from. And we actually have, of course, a buy now bonus for the next 12 hours, right? All out team if we didn't put a fun little bonus out there. So let me show you guys. We have a special offer for all of you today that's good through midnight tonight. You can join whenever. Well, with the mastermind, you can join when the seats are gone. But if you join us and you choose a hive by midnight tonight, we're giving you $600 off the Modern Entrepreneur, or we're giving you $2,000 off of Elevate 360 Mastermind. These are the reward to people who are a hell yes here today, ready to invest, ready to cannonball in. These are our gifts to you, just like we always do, with a little fast action bonus to reward you. So to give you guys just a side-by-side, the value stack comparison. So if you want to take a picture of it, you can. The mastermind, what you're getting beyond all the access to all of our programs is the personalized business growth strategy with Jackie and I, the live group coaching in our mastermind, the one-on-one coaching with us throughout the year, the instant brand authority, which by the way, Jody, if you did just one of those branding sessions with our clients and they had to pay for it out of pocket, what would you charge them? Okay, thank you. The branding sessions our clients get are a $5,000 to $10,000 value. And the mastermind is 22. I just want you guys to let that sink in. My husband and I were talking about that the other day. And because Jody and I have such a close partnership and we can aggregate so many clients at one time, she's willing to do it. But it's not just a couple of headshots. It is a full branding session that you guys get. You also get the book, you get the summit, and in the mastermind, you get 3 live events. I didn't mention Austin, Texas yet. You get the Modern Entrepreneur event, you get the CLON retreat, but you also get a silver ticket, which is one of our VIP tickets. We'll talk about this later, to our Burnout to All Out live event next year. So you actually get ingrained into 3 live events by being in our mastermind and access to everything. Make sense? Okay, so with that, you're invited. So for those of you who are curious about the Modern Entrepreneur, we have a booth out by the table over there that you can come. Mandy's over there. You can, anybody with a white lanyard, you can come talk to learn more about the details around the Modern Entrepreneur. For those of you who are interested in the mastermind, we actually have a lunch. Is it across the hall? Can anybody confirm? Yes. We have a lunch for those of you who are inquiring about the mastermind. And I just encourage, please come if you're interested. If you're like, I've got 1 foot in and I'm really curious and have a lot of questions, please don't come in for free lunch. Love you all, but okay. I'm being honest because I shoot it straight, right? If you're curious, I would love to be able to answer questions. Our mastermind members who are renewing, our mastermind members who just recently joined us, would love to. We're going to invite you guys in so that you can share your information, our conversations. But for those of you who are interested in the mastermind, you can join us for lunch. Any of you who are curious about Modern Entrepreneur, you can meet our team over at the booth over lunch or talk to anyone in a white lanyard. And with that, I think that is my last slide for today, for now. So you guys, let me look at mine. We're gonna go to lunch. And we'll give like we'll start at 2:15, just to give everybody an hour lunch break, okay? So we'll be back at 2:15. All right, awesome. Not